Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. um, we're broadcasting today on LinkedIn. We're also on TikTok, and we're on YouTube, of course. That's hopefully where you're seeing us. And also, we are on Twitter. Well, it's called X now, so that's where we are. All right, let's take a look at kind of what's happening in the stocks. Caterpillar hit a new high today. Really amazing. A lot of strength in the industrial sector. It's interesting. Unfortunately, I wasn't in this one. I wish I was. Man, oh man. But it's looking really, really good for some of the industrial stocks. Kind of wanted to show you a kind of gap up here. We may be out of the buying range on this one, which would kind of stink, but oh well. But let's get into it today. Basically, here's what's happened today on the three indexes that we look at really closely. Of course, the S&P 500 was down 0.27%. The Dow was up and the NASDAQ was down. So kind of a reversal of what normally has been happening. And of course, that's, the NASDAQ will be up, the S&P will be flat, and the Dow will be down. But it looks like we're getting a lot of strength in the Dow right now. And that indeed is a good thing. So I only have one Dow stock right now, and that's Boeing. And it did do breakout. It had a breakout basically last week on Friday. So some of those industrial stocks, especially the stocks in the Dow, are looking fairly good. Let's take a look at the ETF strategy. What this ETF strategy is that this kind of gives us an idea of how much invested in the market we should be currently. Right now, according to Investor Business Daily, we should be about 80 to 100% in the market. We are in an uptrend. We are in a confirmed uptrend, believe it or not, which doesn't feel like it sometimes, but we're definitely in a confirmed uptrend. This uptrend started on May 10th. So definitely we want to find, stocks that are breaking out, and hopefully, I can show you some that I think might be some good candidates. Here's a stock of the day oh, there we go. Let's add it to the stream. There we go. The stock of the day is Oracle. And here's the thing about Oracle. It is pulled way back. Let me give a little bit closer view on that. ORCL, of course, is the chart, the symbol on the chart. And let's jump on over to the live chart here. And there we go. So basically what's happened is we're getting this pullback. As you can see, it's pulled back right to that 50-day exponential, 50-day moving average. That's a really good place to buy it when it pulls back to that. Now it has popped. It's at 117.91 currently, and there is a buy point. It's a little bit, it's right about 117.60. So this stock right now is actionable. And of course, if we're using CanSlim, and of course that's what I try to put out here on this show is CanSlim methodology, but it's a higher high and it's pulled back to the 50-day moving average. So this is what they would call a secondary buy point, and definitely something that is very, very actionable. Just wanted to show that to everybody. Let's look at the Oracle on a little bit different chart, a little bit more detailed chart here that we can kind of look and see kind of how we can get into the stock, because I do think that Oracle's making a very, very nice move. Again, it's moved above the 50-day line, and then it's pulling back to that 50-day line. 50-day line is at 113, but we're right at the 21-day exponential line now. In studies, one of the best places to buy a stock is when it pulls back to the 21-day exponential moving average, and it's definitely right at that 21-day line. The 21-day line, 116.70, and the stock is at 117.91. So it's almost a percent right at the 21-day exponential moving average. This is Oracle, and I think that this is looking very good. It's a very nice setup, and something that you should probably put on your watch list. I'm probably going to be entering a position in this one tomorrow. In Oracle, again, it's very close to the 21-day exponential moving average. This is a very good place to buy the stock. So something that it's kind of been a laggard for a while, but it's come out of this base and it's looking really good. Now, the next, I'd like to also talk to you about Caterpillar. Of course, this one did break out today, just an amazing breakout today. And we were up 7.4%. That's what happens, when you get these breakouts. You can see it just kind of jumped up there. Let's go to a live chart on Caterpillar. This is a Dow stock. Of course, this is one of the leaders in the industrial. And of course, there's only 30 stocks in the Dow, but this is, you can see this tremendous breakout coming really from about 264 all the way up to 287. So really, unfortunately, this is probably a little bit extended, and we probably can't buy this one. But I kind of have an answer maybe. I don't know if it's an answer or not, but here's what I'm probably going to do here. I don't think I want to buy it at the level that it's currently at. I'm going to wait for it to pull back a little bit. And so what I'm trying to look at is a pullback here to maybe about 275 or 280. That's kind of where I'm looking to buy it. But again, I don't own it. I wish I did. I wish I had owned it a week ago, but I don't own it. I don't own it right now. Also, before we get into your questions, I want to show you a very interesting chart. This is what they call a point and figure chart. This is a different way of looking at the action of a stock, and this shows us kind of where we're going to get the breakouts. Here's the one that I put together for Tesla. I know this doesn't make a lot of sense. That you're looking at this chart and you're going, "What is going on here? What is all this? What are all these lines on the chart?" Well, this is an interesting chart because of the way this works. Is you only make an entry in the chart if it goes if it goes to its lower low. So what I'm looking at here in this chart is I think we're going to get potentially, we're in an upward trend on Tesla, even though we had a pullback yesterday. I do think that we may be getting to a good place to buy it. Currently, Tesla is trading at about 261. And I do think that if we get support here, and I definitely think that we probably will, we'll probably have smooth sailing up to about 313. So just something to kind of put on your watch list. I do have a fairly large position in Tesla. I probably bought it too early. I sold it when it went right before earnings at 296. It pulled all the way back to about 254, and then I bought in when it went up to 266, thinking it was going to continue up, and I was wrong a little bit. It pulled back today, so there you go. All right, here's what I've got currently in my portfolio. On Holdings. This is ONON. This is Roger Federer's company. They make sneakers, and they're doing very, very well. It was up today, just 2 cents, so nothing really in there. Ollie's Bargain Outlet. I don't know if you're familiar with Ollie's, but Ollie's is a retail chain that is expanding quite fast. It's an off-price retail chain, and it is doing very well. But unfortunately, it was down today. But I do think it has some life in it. I'm also in Intel. I think this is a turnaround. I think Intel is a turnaround, and it was up today. Not that much, like 8 cents, so hardly anything. Also in a company called Samsara. This is their symbol IoT, Internet of Things. It's kind of what it does is it tracks vehicles and fleets and that kind of thing. So a lot of government sales there. It was down today significantly, 1.66%. So not something that you would like on an everyday basis. Palantir. This is a one that also is you might want to put into. You might want to put this on your radar because I do think that this is going higher. Currently, it's at 19.19. If it can move above $20 a share, I think we're going to see a lot of movement on it. So Palantir. Again, I was down on Tesla. 261, closed at 261.50. I think, yeah, 261.07 today. And then also I'm in Boeing. That gapped up, but it's kind of settling. So that's kind of where I'm at. I did sell my position in Amazon. I liquidated it just because it just didn't look like it was moving in the right direction. So I did liquidate that. So thanks for bearing with me with all my stuff. Let's get to your questions. That's the most important thing here. And let's see. Okay. All right. Sandeep, thank you so much. As always, great talking to you. Let's look at Tesla, and I'm going to just jump on over to a Tesla chart here and see if we can kind of see anything, if we can see entry points and kind of where that's going. Here's this chart of Tesla, and let's see if I can kind of pull it back there. Yeah, there we go. All right, as you can see, we had something interesting happen. If I can get that, yeah, there we go. So what happened is we did move above. We had the golden cross on that. What the golden cross is for everyone is that is when the 50-day line moves above that 200-day. That's the black line there. That indicates a bullish action, and definitely we did have that. It's come up. It does look like we've got a sort of a floor. Well, I don't know if it's a floor, but I think we have a sort of a floor at about 254, and I do think that we probably will see a reversal. Let's see if we can go to like a little bit shorter time frame, kind of get an idea if we got a shorter time. Oh, let's see. And I'm gonna go to the 5-minute chart here. So hopefully we can take a look. Yeah, there we go. And I don't know if that's not really very clear, is it? So let's go to the 39 minute. This is 10 candles a day. And let's get a little bit more range on it. Let's get about a 3-month chart. There we go. All righty. There we go. Okay, so we've kind of come through here. We did make this top. This top is right at 300. And as you know, this was where the earnings were. This is where the earnings event happened. The earnings were on the 19th, and even though they did have good earnings, Tesla fell, and that happens quite a bit. Unfortunately, we then dove below that the 200-day moving average. Now, normally I don't like to buy below that 200-day moving average, but when it went down to the 50-day line, that's where I started getting interested in it, and I started buying it right when it hit the 50-day line. Now, unfortunately, it diverged from that, went a little bit down. I'm hoping that we're going to get some support at about 258.60. So probably not necessarily the best time. I think we got to wait for an upward trend. I definitely think we're going to get one with Tesla because I do think it's going to base out a little bit, but I do think we're going to get the upward trend. The high today on Tesla 262.15, the low 261.17. That's pretty much where it closed. So hopefully we'll get some support there and see what happens. See what happens on that. All right, let's go to Matt. Thank you, Matt, for jumping in there. This is a stock I don't know. ZUO. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find something on this one. ZUO. Let's look at the chart on this one. Interesting chart. Okay, it's come through this base. There's a cup with handle. That's sort of the cup, and that's the handle there. And we're almost to the point where we're starting to get some resistance right about 1175 here. That seems to be where the resistance is. 95 relative strength. That's very, very good. Another thing that's interesting here that I think is really worth noting is that the relative strength line is below the actual price. That means that what's happening here, of course, is that the stock is is moving up in relative strength against the rest of the S&P. This is the S&P 500 line. So we're increasing relative strength against the S&P, but we're getting a little bit of resistance right at that line. Let's look at the intraday chart. Kind of want to look at it. Interesting. I don't know much about this stock. Let me see if I can just find a little bit more information on this stock. And yeah, I just don't know a lot about it. Okay. So let's see if I can find something on this stock. ZUO. Again, I don't know a lot about this stock, but well, it's 17th in the group. DV is number one. Let's see if we can. There we go. DV is number one. Huh. Okay. So that's interesting. All right, I'm going to kind of look at this. It's got a 83 composite, so that is pretty strong. 99. Well, no, it's got a 99 relative strength. Um, let's see. Double Verify, of course, is the number one stock in that area. So let's see if I can. Yeah, so it's pretty far down on the list. So checklist. Um, and I think we're looking at. No, we're looking at Double Verify here. No, yeah, we're looking at Double Verify. Um, hmm. I can't really give you a read on it. It does appear fairly strong. It's 17 out of the list, so it's kind of a little bit down there. So I probably would not be a buyer for it. I would probably be a buyer for Double Verify instead. Don't need analysis on this sex today, but just wanted. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I so appreciate it. So appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes I go overboard with the analysis, but I'm trying to do the CanSlim analysis as close as I can. And the way CanSlim works is real interesting, and it's a methodology that's used by a lot of traders. Matter of fact, a lot of the top traders use it. We're looking for breakouts. What we're doing is we're looking for the stock as it's coming into a breakout. We're trying to buy it below that breakout, have it break out, and then add to the position. So that's kind of what we're doing. That's sort of the general that's sort of the general idea here. All right, let's go to TikTok and see if we can. Oh, ServiceNow. Okay, this is from Mr. Kumar. Thank you very much. Let's look at ServiceNow. This has been a tremendous stock. I wish I had held this one. I had it. Again, I just traded it. I didn't. I didn't hold on to it. I wish I did. This is a tremendous stock. ServiceNow. So let's take a look at it. 590.39 is where it closed. This stock, by the way, and I want to just be clear. Oh, there we go. Clear on this. This is in a 99 composite rating. That means that this is in the top 1% of all stocks. It's number one in its group. That's really something. It is up $7.39 or about 1.27%. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is kind of what we're trying to always do with stocks. You can see how it came down and it bounced and it came back up. Let's go to a bigger chart to kind of give you a look-see at that, kind of what's going on there. But with ServiceNow, what happened was, let's get to a larger screen there. There we go. You can see it. So what happened is we came down to the 50-day line, and this is the 50 right here. We bounced, and then we came right back. The question is, can you buy it here? You know what? This is looking very good. The relative strength rating 91. This is not a base pattern. Now, ideally, we would want to buy it right about here. The last chance it gave us was basically in the end of May. It was coming out of this cup basis here, and this is what they call the handle. But there's a secondary buy point that you can go for, and that's when it pulls back, typically to either the 50 or the 21-day exponential moving average, and it definitely did. That it happened about 4 days ago, and then it bounced. So this is not a bad place to buy it. It's not as good as a base pattern like that. This would be ideal. The ideal place to buy it would have been right about here as it was coming right up, making the cup. Now, what you're trying to do in CanSlim investing is you're trying to find these base patterns. This is a cup with handle. Sometimes it's just a cup. And then you want to find it when it makes that new higher high. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be buying the stock. So that's kind of the CanSlim way of doing it. All right, let's look at Coin. This is Coinbase, and again, this is a Bitcoin exchange. I am still out on on Bitcoin. I know I should be probably more interested in Bitcoin, but I still think that it's got a little bit to go here. What's happened here with this chart is we've moved, and this is kind of showing good. The 50-day line moved above that 200-day line. That's showing strength, and then it kind of just went sideways. Kind of went sideways for a while, and then it dipped right to the 200-day, and now it's moving above that. So this is showing strength. But what's happening here is we have essentially a cup with handle. That you can see this sort of cup here. There we go. and then it came up, and then it pulls down on this handle. Now, here's the thing. Typically, when the stock moves down on this handle, when it reverses, that's where you want to buy it. You want to buy it at that reversal point. And so if we go over to the more detailed chart, to kind of show you how I would buy this as it was moving higher. And when a stock pulls back, it forms that basis. So there we go. So let's see if I can bring it to a daily chart, and then let's look at it for the last, say, let's look at year to date here. This is going to give us a good look at it. And then I'm going to get my handy dandy annotator here, so I can draw that line, that trend line. And what I'm looking at doing here is seeing kind of where I would be buying this. So where I would probably be buying this, see if I can get the annotation in here. Would be right about, there we go. There we go. So as you can see, kind of what I'm doing here, so I'm putting this little trend line on here. And what I'm doing that is because this is how you want to buy it. It's come through this cup. Make it a little bit more reasonable there. It's come through this cup. It's now come up above the buy point. That's the buy point right there, at about 84.85. That's about the buy point. Then it comes up. Oops. It comes up and then it handles, and then I've drawn this little line here, and this line is when it crosses over this line, that's a buy point. That's a secondary buy point. So that would be a good place. This is a good place to buy it. We're very close to that 21-day exponential moving average. You want to buy within 5% of that. So I know I'm throwing out a lot of stuff very quickly here for everybody, but this is a good place potentially to buy Coinbase, because we have that. There we go. So we get that in there. And what I'm doing here, everybody, is I'm trying to show you kind of where we are and how close to that 21-day exponential moving average we are. And so basically we've come through this handle. We've come down on this handle, and now we're starting to make it. When this makes a move above this dotted line, and we're within 5% of the 21-day exponential moving average, that's that green line. That's a very good place to buy it. And so this is set up very nicely to buy Coinbase, and I wouldn't have thought that. But let's look at some other things on Coin just to see. I kind of want to look at a few other things, see how set up this is. But we're looking. This is a pretty good setup here. It's pretty far down in terms of its, it's in terms of its, its rank. That's a little bit of a concern to me. I'd like to see a little bit better rank on that, but 97 relative strength, so that's not bad. Oops. Okay, it looks like Intuit's the number one there. It's not. It's sort of not even placing. Yeah, see, it's saying, yeah, we don't want Intuit. We want Coin. Let's see. I think it's a little bit further down. So this is not a 90. It would be nice if this is a 97 relative strength. It is. Yeah, 71 relative strength. Hopefully they'll come up there. There we go. So this is 71 relative strength. As you can see, Intuit's the number one in the category. Coinbase is way down there at 17. So it's coming up, but typically, this is a red flag for me. I typically don't want to buy anything with a composite rating of less than 80. And this is the reason I do it. This is called Pareto's Law. We get 80% of our profits with 20% of our stock. So I always want to be trading in the top 20% of the market. Unfortunately, Coinbase doesn't make it there for me. So, but you could buy it, I mean, on that reversal. So we're very close to the we're very close to the reversal on it, but still I think that it's a little bit I probably would not be a buyer for Coinbase just because of that. So I probably wouldn't be a buyer of Coinbase. All right, let's look at Airbnb. This is an interesting one. Here, let's kind of start from fresh. Airbnb. See if I can get it to go. A B N B. All right, Airbnb. Okay. All right, we were down today on Airbnb. Boy, 99 relative strength. I know this has been a monster. It's interesting. This has been a real monster. I haven't been in this one either. The travel stocks have been doing well as of late, and so yeah, go figure. But it's number one in its group. I definitely like that. I like to buy top stocks because, believe me, it's always better to have the number one, even if it's more expensive. It's really unfair, but typically the laurels go to the leaders. So we always want to be in the top stocks that we can. It was pulled back a little bit today, about 2.16%. But it's a 99 relative composite rating. I really like that. It's way above the 50-day moving average. The only problem I see here with this one is entry point. I don't know if I can find a good entry point. Let me see if I can find an entry point for Airbnb and see if we can enter this stock. I just want to look at it technically. A B N B. Look for a technical entry here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a little bit different chart. I know I'm kind of switching around a lot today. Probably a lot too much, but let's see if we can just get a regular chart on this one. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so this is the Airbnb chart. There. All right. So with the Airbnb chart, we're coming out of this cup base. This is we're right we're pretty close to the 21-day exponential, so that's good. But it's a little bit low in the base. Gosh, could you buy it here? Well, you know what? I think we've got to wait for a pullback here. I really do. I think we have to wait. I think we have to wait for a pullback. Let's look at the weekly chart and see if that makes any sense. Yeah. Um, okay, so we're a little bit yeah, we're extended here. Unfortunately, I think that it would be a little bit dangerous to buy this based on what I'm seeing. I'm sorry to be so negative here, but if we jump back to the daily chart, um, yeah, I just think we're a little bit too extended. I just think we're a little bit too extended here, and so I probably would not be a buyer for Airbnb, even though I do like a lot of the numbers. I think it's sort of it's this horse out of the gate, and it's just a little bit too extended. So you don't want to buy extended. That's the main thing. All right, let's look at one that I did sell. Amazon. I sold this one on. I sold this one yesterday, and part of the reason is the reason I sold it was because it just wasn't performing as well as I would have liked, and so that's the main reason that I sold it. But let's take a look at. Yeah, here we go. This is the Amazon chart. There we go. All right, so this is Amazon. Um, it's coming out of this. It's coming out of this base, and it's just a little bit off. Yeah, see, Tuesday was down. Um, I still think that if we have more patience, this probably is not the best entry point for Amazon. Let's look at Amazon here again. I'm really jumping around here, but right. Hopefully, we're going to get Amazon. There we go. All right. Amazon has Come on up. Amazon pulled back here to the 50-day line. That's where I bought it, but I just didn't like the action, so I did sell it. If we look at the daily chart, there we go. Yeah, it pulled back to the 50-day line, bounced. Sorry about this. I've got to turn off. I've got to get a pop-up blocker because I'm just getting inundated with these pop-ups. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can get a full screen there for you. There we go. Much better. All right. There. All right. So it came down. It pulled back. We had the golden cross on it. Pulled back to the 50-day line. Bounced. Then it was moving up, and then basically, I sold it. I sold it yesterday because and then it pulled back today. I just let it run for about 4 days, and then I sold it. I don't know. The jury's still out on this one. I think that it's in a range. I could be wrong about this one, but it's just kind of a slow and steady wins the race. So I thought Amazon would do better. I didn't. I sold it. So I probably would not be going back into Amazon, at least for a while. All right, everybody. That's pretty much it for today. Thanks everybody for watching so much. If you want to get on the action trade alerts, we're going to probably be putting some other stuff out here pretty quick. But if you want to get on the action trade alerts, super easy to do. Just jump on over and to www.Dallas Trading Floor. And also, if I could ask a favor of everyone, if you could smash that like button, that really helps us. There, well, that's if you could smash the like button, it really, really helps us. And also just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor and jump on the action trailers and sign up for that. I'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully everybody have a happy trading day. I'm going to try to come up with some actionable ideas tomorrow for entry points. With a recap tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow if you can. I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Happy trading.